It's a balmy and brisk 50 degrees this morning. The shop doors are open and we are preparing for the first semi-cold start on the LBZ swapped OBS. Hopefully the battery's charged enough to get us something. Let's see if it works. Cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking. Why is it cranking so much? Because among all the other things that I had to do to get this thing going, I ran it straight out of fuel. So it kind of had to somewhat prime the system a little bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this video, we are going to be covering so much information about the shop, what's been going on in the shop, an update on all the trucks in the shop, somewhat of a mystery that was included in the thumbnail, and some other things that we really need to discuss. One kind of somewhat related to a video that was a little bit out of my typical content category. Let's get into it. But before we get into that, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that chose to get entered for Dream Diesel Giveaway 27. All the entries are now over at Compliance Sweepstakes Services, and we're anticipating a winner by October 13th. So mark your calendars, keep your phones on, and don't answer any spam on the internet. We never DM to award prizes. We never charge you for prizes. We don't do any of that. Tell them they're idiots and block them immediately. Well, before we get into the OBZ, let me address the white elephant in the room. And that was the thumbnail. Yes, it was a beautiful picture right here, but there happened to be a vehicle that was actually never so strategically positioned right there. And no, I can't tell you that secret. It's actually going to be Dream Diesel Giveaway 28, and it's a complete surprise. I'm going to do a big reveal when that giveaway goes live. But there are a lot of secrets that have been in my brain and in the shop that I just haven't had time to update you guys on. So we're definitely not snaking y'all around a topic or getting off topic by any means. It was just such a sweet picture the way that I had it positioned, and I kind of had to seize the opportunity. Also, I'm really sorry I didn't see you guys on Monday. I'd actually missed that upload because I've been running like crazy. Jake and Josh are actually still out in Colorado. They're finishing up their elk trip. As of filming this video, they haven't gotten anything yet, and we're coming up on hunting season. As you guys can see, I'm rocking a hoodie. It's like the first time this year, and man, it is feeling amazing. I got a bow update for you guys coming a little bit later, and I'm actually going to show you guys some of my stands set up on the property if y'all want to hang around for that at the end of the video. I know that I got a lot of hunters and like-minded outdoor enthusiasts in the audience. But what I was saying before I went off on the hunting rampage is I was actually down at the new building prepping for the new business. There's no official opening date as of yet. We're working through a lot of hurdles, hoops, and red tape, bureaucracy, if you will. With everything at the township, we're also working on getting all of the equipment that we'll need to do what it is that we're going to do, and we're setting up the building all kind of at the same time. So you can say that my life has kind of been split in two. I'm kind of 50% here and 50% there throughout every one of my days, but I'll be honest with you, it's been so fun, and I really like the building phase and the building process. The brain at the end of the day is a muscle, and I like to work it in a lot of different capacities, just like I do all my other muscles at 4:30 in the morning, every single morning, that you guys see on Instagram. If you're not following me there, then you gotta follow me there. What are you doing? I miss y'all. So that, among other things, we don't have an official opening date as of yet. I was shooting for mid-November, but I just got an update from a supplier that one of the machines that's absolutely critical for our process might not arrive until the end of November. I'm not really quite sure yet, but I'll keep you guys updated as much as I can. The only reason I'm not really telling you exact specifics about what it is that we're doing and where it is that we're gonna be located is because I want everything to be 110% for when that day opens so we can do a really sick grand reveal, because this thing is my baby, and I've been putting a lot of sweat equity in behind the scenes off camera. All right, we gotta update you guys on the shop. You can see a lot of things have been going down, or up, if you will. We'll get into the dueling in a little bit. We got some really cool footage there we'll get you up to speed on, but I want to talk a little bit about the OBZ. Since we ran this thing off the road, I haven't washed it, as you can see, but it's been kind of sitting, chilling, and I used it as an opportunity to get caught up on some loose ends. Also, shout out to Brunt Boots for the new Marins, man. These things are freaking awesome, guys. I love them. Y'all know that I don't ever do sponsored ads. These boots were given to me, but I would never tell you guys to go out and get a set if they weren't worth it. I legitimately wear them every day. Sole support's amazing. Comfort is killer. My feet aren't sore by the end of the day, and I'm on my feet literally all day. They're warm for the cold and not too warm for the warm. Does that make sense? So, OBZ update. Look at this beautiful transplant. This thing fits right in here, doesn't it, guys? I mean, I'm so proud of this. It's in phase 1 right now. Phase 2 is going to be the beautification process. Phase 1 is functionality. So, what I did for functionality was got a coolant expansion tank and all the coolant system completely plumbed up. Custom bracketry in here. Everything fits in almost like it would in a factory 7.3. And then the DURTYMAX intake, as you can see, it was almost intended to sit in here. We got the red, white, and blue theme between all the intercooler piping married between DURTYMAX and 7.3. And I still don't have my ducting for the actual fan shroud itself, but we're gonna get to that eventually. I also haven't figured out how to secure the battery down so a Husky 50-pound strap works. I didn't want to use the enthusiast ones because I try to keep those things nice so I can take pictures of them, but I do put a set to use quite often. I should probably switch that out. So the whole cooling system is completely plumbed up, and now I'm running into an issue where I can't get heat into the cab because I have a vacuum problem right here. This actuator is the mixer door, and it tells the air where to go inside the cab, but I got a small little vacuum problem. and I got unhooked vacuum lines. Problem is, on a DURTYMAX, it really doesn't create really any vacuum. So I went out and got me one of them vacuum pumps. This is actually the one that comes on the 6.0s and the 7.3s. I need to get it connected so I can actually get some vacuum to it. It needs a 12 valve constant in the connector, so I gotta figure out where I'm gonna tap in, how I'm gonna run wires and all that other stuff. But this beauty right here is what's gonna let us cruise in this thing in complete comfort as we get into those chillier seasons. I also need to figure out a solution for the actual hood itself. You can see we got some stuff latched down, so it's out of the way right now. But these big old canted cylinder style hinges in this thing, so we can ditch these as a whole. I also am gonna be bringing a guest business onto the channel here very shortly to help us out with some of the wiring inside the truck. The whole dash is essentially still ripped out. We've got the 7.3 cluster in, and the only thing that works right now is the fuel gauge, kind of. It's doing a lot of weird stuff. Every time I hit the brake, it actually goes all the way to full. Wouldn't that be nice if it would just fill up every time you hit the brakes? It was like an auto-regenerating fuel tank. Yeah, but that's not the case. I also learned that through connecting the speedometer in this thing to the actual wiring in the DURTYMAX standalone harness by Ken, standaloneharnesses.com, there's some sort of a communication issue, and I think that it comes down to resistance. The factory wiring of the Ford is different resistance than the DURTYMAX, and they're just not communicating the same language. It's kind of like somebody trying to say good morning to me in Mandarin. It's a nice gesture. I have no idea what they're saying unless I have a translator, and that translator is going to be the company out of Lancaster that's actually going to help us out. The objective is to get all the wiring inside the truck tied into the factory gauges. That way I can use the CTS3 for nothing but support rather than my primary harness. I'm also running into some issues with the hood latch. This cable is very loose, and I haven't actually taken any time to figure out how to tighten it. Any of my 7.3 experts, please drop a comment below. In the meantime, this is kind of my hood release, so that way that cable doesn't come flying off, because if the hood's closed and that's removed, then it would be almost impossible to open the hood. So I just decided to delete the entire thing. I have these extra hinges right here that actually came off of Dream Diesel Giveaway 27 for the LML hood, because the L5P hood is actually a little bigger and thicker. I just don't know if I'm gonna put those to use. I kind of like the cylinder style idea a little more. I'm still shocked that this truck flexed as much as it did, and I'm still a little rattled after that happened. I'm gonna be completely honest, and I feel bad I made that mistake, but I'm also happy that I made that video because it brought a lot of awareness to all the DIYers that are out in the audience. I know a lot of you guys are hobby mechanics, and truthfully, I'm playing with a lot of things all the time, and I'm learning every single day. Learn from my mistakes so you never make it for yourself. It's one of those lessons that I was grateful I could pass along. Now, while I was down at the new business getting some things set up, the boys were actually hard at work on the dually. Let's recap. Here's what they were up to. We are in the process of putting on a Cognito 4-inch lift on this truck. The Cognito 4 inches for these DURTYMAXes are so sick. It's not too much lift, but it provides us enough room to work with something rather unique, and unique this truck is very much going to be. I'm gonna do a setup on this thing that I've never seen happen, and I'm kind of partially wondering how the hell I'm even going to do it with the amount of real estate that that 4-inch Cognito is getting us. But I've been working on getting this thing built back up kind of periodically throughout the days, so I haven't really filmed all that much of it, but I'm currently at the point where the lower control arm, no torsion bar drop brackets are installed. I gotta get those in, then I gotta get the upper control arms and the remaining parts that are sitting over there installed, and then this thing is going to be able to get back down on its own weight. I'm actually looking to sell the factory dually wheels that came on this thing. It's a full set plus a spare. If anybody's interested, shoot me an email. You have to come pick them up in Lancaster because they're really heavy and there's a lot of them, and I'm looking for 2,300 bucks or best offers. So drop me an offer. If you want them, cool, great, come grab them. And they come with everything from the factory, perfect condition. Then I gotta jump to the back, but fortunately in the rear of those trucks, it's not all that bad because it's like a little spacer that goes in between the actual axle and the leaf spring itself. We also added in a set of kryptonite tie rods on this thing, just like we did on this truck when we put the concrete wheels on it. And concrete wheels is what we need to discuss. So on YouTube, there's a double standard, and truthfully, it can be a little frustrating, but it's just the reality, and I figured that I would introduce you guys to the back end of what it's like to actually think of being a creator. You kind of get into this rhythm doing what it is that you like to do, and then you realize, man, I'd like to do some other things. You come up with ideas, but then you're held to this, well, it's kind of out of my specific content genre. Yes, the concrete wheel thing was definitely out of my norm of content, but it really wasn't. It was just something that I shared with you guys that I had been thinking about for a while because all the supplies were literally sitting right here in my building, and I thought it would be cool. There's a lot of really cool content creators on the platform that do absolutely sweet things, and I love to see them go out and try things out. And yes, YouTube is just like Instagram, it's just like TikTok. Everyone takes a concept or a principle or an idea or something that was done and changes it a little bit and tries it themselves. That, at the end of the day, is honestly how all social media works if you reverse engineer the platform content creation strategy. So yes, there's a lot of people that do different wheels. So what I wanted to do was just an experiment. Would it actually work? And the whole idea was a very thoughtful process of engineering concrete wheels. And I think that we did a damn good job. None of the fabrication broke, the concrete didn't break, nothing harmed the truck except for one little plastic piece that just needs a plastic weld back on, and we had a ton of fun doing it. What's the harm of that, guys? To me, absolutely nothing at all. And I saw a lot of the comments of excitement and support, and it was just a fun concept. And then I also saw the people that were like, why would you ever do this? And to those haters, man, it's all good. I'd rather be playing around with things like this than honestly sitting wherever you were sitting typing that comment, and that's all I'm gonna say, because I carry a level of gratitude every single day for these things right here in this platform and to be able to connect with you guys. I actually have a lot of other really cool ideas that I'd like to share with you guys on this channel, because truthfully, I'd probably end up doing them anyway, maybe just at a little bit of a smaller scale to get closure on my hypothesis. So that was very long-winded, and I'm sorry about all that talking, but I thought that there was a little bit of added explanation. To reassure you guys, I'm not gonna stop posting my normal videos either. I'm still gonna be updating you all about the builds. I'm still gonna be doing build series with you guys and taking you along this journey that I like to call life. My principle and the things that I live by is what you put into the world, you get out, and you only have one life to live, so definitely seize the opportunity and go after every single ounce of anything that it is that you want to do, because you only have one chance if you think about it. All right, let's talk a little bit about hunting, shall we? Opening day is October 1st in Pennsylvania, and the season goes into November. I just recently got my Matthews 31.5 VXR restrung, got some sick red strings on it, and we upgraded to a single pin this year. I'm gonna give it a shot, because well, one shot is really all you get with archery. It's an Excel AV-41, it's multi-adjust axis, and the thing's really sweet. You guys can actually see right over Little Jack's Gator there that I have my block out back. That's 60 yards exactly from 5 yards behind that stump. And that is my shooting range. I do need to get a new sight tape on this thing, as I was working on getting it readjusted since the new strings were added, because it threw off my accuracy just a little bit. This year I'm actually planning on shooting Rage. That's actually my turkey broadhead, but I shoot Rages. I really like them. I've had no need to ever switch. Do you guys shoot mechanical blades or fixed blades? I need to know in the comments below. I really like Rage. They've taken down every deer at every shot I've ever placed, except for a buck, because I've actually never had an opportunity on a buck in the 7 years that I've been hunting. So fingers crossed. I'm praying to the hunting gods that this year is my year. It's just only time will tell. We've got the Matthews quiver with all the broadheads in there. I do keep one fixed blade just in the event that I need it for whatever reason. My rangefinder, I run a Ranger 1800. This is by Vortex. These guys are amazing, lifetime warranty, and their products just kick ass. And then I went out and actually picked up this Alaska Guide Creations binocular and rangefinder holder. The rangefinder actually goes right in here off of a stretchable tether. And then I got my Nox right here. These are the Vortex Diamond HD 10 to 50s. These things are absolutely freaking sweet. I can see wherever you're sitting right now because they are magic. After legitimately spending 7 years with Walmart gear, I splurged a little bit and went out and got us some Sitka. That is my light season gear right there. Very, very excited about it. And then I also went in on some cold season gear. This is gonna be like rifle gear or late archery season. We've got full-on bib suspenders here, guys, as well as a very, very, very heavy jacket. This is a system that goes together to make sure that my back doesn't get cold as I'm sitting still in a tree stand, which I don't honestly do all that well at. I'm a very busy, very on the move type of guy, but you need the gear in order to be comfortable and sustain a nice and enjoyable hunt. Because in life, honestly, as fast as everything feels like it goes, if you don't take a moment to slow down just a little bit and embrace those moments, man, you're gonna wear your brain out really quickly, and then everything's gonna feel overwhelming. All right, and if you hunters out in the audience are waiting to see my stand set up, then the time is now. We're jumping on the trusty steed, the CRF 110, to take a rip into some of the trails that I've actually cut out in the woods since the last time I took you guys back there. Also, I've actually got a collab coming up with another pretty well-known YouTuber in the off-road space, but more to come on that in the next coming months. Let's take a rip out back, shall we? Welcome to tree stand number 1. So this one is sweet because the view is awesome. When the foliage is down, you can actually see the whole way down the mountain. We get a lot of travel over this way because there's a big ridge right here, and there happens to be a natural flowing body of water back that way. I actually was sitting in this stand and I watched Jake's 7-point buck walk out behind me that way into my pasture field, out and across, and then I watched him through my binoculars travel down And Jake was in the stand down there that I'll show you guys next. All right, welcome to Middle Ground. I think I showed you guys this stand in the past, but it's been a minute since we visited it together. High ground is up there, middle ground is right here because we're still on the hill as we have a look down. Now this stand is really, really cool. The vantage point and shootability of this one offers such a wider landscape. Full realm of 360 degrees of visibility, and you can picture it when the foliage is down, you can see forever. We've got everything all equipped and ready to rock and roll. Bow hangers in all trees except for low ground, where we're headed next. Welcome down to low ground. This is a new stand location on the property. Low ground offers a wide view of flexibility and a lot of shooting lanes. It's not a bad spot. I do have to get my bow hanger hung up in this tree, but fortunately it's a 2-person sitter, so I look very forward to the first day that I can have my little man out here with me for our first hunt together. So that's a quick little glimpse into some of the other things that I like to spend my free time doing, and I'm fingers crossed for this year. So to all my hunters out in the audience, good luck to you this season. Let me know if you guys have any success. Send me some messages on Instagram, because I get so fired up seeing everybody out and having success in the woods. It's funny, I was actually never really big into hunting until I met my wife, and then her whole family introduced me to the awesome aspects of this lifestyle right here. All right, so now I feel caught up on a majority of the things. There's still some other stuff, but we'll catch up on those in another time. That being said, guys, Dream Just giveaway number 28. Man, it's insane, 28 4 years later. Is gonna be launching in October. So to stay up to date on that, follow us at Enthusiast Apparel and Enthusiast on Facebook and Instagram. Tap that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys, as always, for the support, and I'll see y'all in the next upload.